Yes, these are the 10 best upper body moves and my personal favorites, but this is not your typical fitness video because on this channel I'll dare to share what nobody else will and the truth of what it takes to build your best strength physically and mentally for life. So subscribe and start doing these and you will build the power of the 10 strongest superheroes combined. Let's begin. Lee Weiland, Pacific Rim Athletics, creator of Powerbatics, and welcome to training. These upper body moves are actually full body, just like most of the training we do. See how you do with these, and if you want help, you can book a chat in the next day or two with me and my team. And before we dive in, I want to stress patience, discipline, and positivity. You'll need those more than any list of sets and reps I could prescribe for you. First move is pulling. I won't say a pull-up or chin-up because pulling should be done from all angles, all the way through muscle-ups in its variations and up to the one-arm pull-up. This move and every other move I'm going to show you should also be done in a particular shape like straight, tuck, pike, or straddle for clean form, but also because it engages the entire body. Like I said, every single one of these is full body and they apply to every other sport you can think of, from martial arts to high dive to golf to downhill skiing. Done correctly, pulling progressions up to the one-arm pull-up will train your grip, forearms, biceps, latissimus dorsi, core, transverse abdominis, and even psoas, iliacus, and rectus femoris of the legs, depending on the shape you select. And it's the simplest thing to start with. Here's how. Just hang, one arm or two arms. Any grip, supinated, pronated, neutral, legs in a shape, feet pointed. If you can't hang without your feet, then put your feet on the ground. See if you can hold for 60 seconds. One thing I say about bodyweight strength is that it's not as simple as weightlifting. You have to have much more mental strength to stay in the positions, to fight for the balance, to stay on the bar, or to complete the reps. So we'll tell our students that you have to act like you're hanging on for dear life. Do not let go. Imagine a worst case scenario and fight like your life depends on it. You might even have to go to a harsh place mentally, but do not let go. You also have to have an understanding of leverage and physics because you're going to progress through all sorts of different levels, like the ones you're seeing on the screen right now. So you progress to pull-ups, behind the neck, pikes, and eventually one-arm pull-ups. Second move is doing everything from pulling but reversed for pushing. So a pull-up is just a hanging handstand push-up. Flip the video upside down and you'll see. This is why any sort of pushing training will help you build the pulling, because all of those muscles are being built through stabilization training. Remember, I didn't even do pulling whenever I was first training, only hand balancing and martial arts. And whenever I went to do pull-ups and muscle-ups, they were actually pretty simple. People mistake balance for some magical element that either you're born with or you're not. But balance is actually a function of your vestibular system working in conjunction with your fine motor skills and stabilization strength that you've built over time. When we get into pushing, the handstand push-up is the goal, but to start, you'll first develop pyramid push-ups, bridge push-ups, then move up to dips at all angles, and then to handstand push-ups and variations. One problem with weightlifting is that it's compartmentalized. Sure, you can make the lifts full body, like a competitive bench presser driving through the legs to complete the lift, but often people go and specifically isolate the pecs, and then the shoulders, and then the triceps. When we train bodyweight strength, you're training your entire body to function as an unstoppable unit. Now, invariably, people will ask for sets, reps, days, timelines. I could give you general guidelines, but literally everyone is going to be unique and deviate from the norm. Typically, you do 5 sets of 5 to 20 reps for any of these moves and then move on to more challenging levels. Third move, we go back to pulling, but horizontally. This is where rowing comes into play, as we go from basic rows with your feet on the floor all the way up to the front lever row. Same sort of sets and reps apply here. And don't forget your shapes. Fourth move, we just flip the front lever row over to the footless push-up. Obviously, you don't just jump into footless push-ups out of nowhere. You build them level by level, from horizontal push-ups at all angles to the point where your feet start hovering off the ground. Did you notice the similarity between the previous 4 moves? What do they all have in common? Write it in the comments. And at this point, we make a very hard shift. Fifth move, we go to a static front lever. This is actually one of the moves that really helped my lower back feel better, just because the sheer brute strength of my core that developed over time from learning this move. The easiest way to start is just laying on the floor in the hollow position. You can watch the details in this video here. Arms on your ears, legs tight, only your lower back on the ground. See if you can do the 100-second challenge. Sixth move, flip that front lever over into the static back lever. If you haven't noticed by now, I've arranged these moves in somewhat of a general order of safety. Pulling, pushing vertically, pulling, pushing horizontally, generally of course. Then the front lever, and then the back lever. And the back lever is very dangerous. Many street calisthenics guys have torn their biceps from this. But ultimately, if you're training well, none of this is dangerous. It's actually really healthy for your body. Because it's just your body too. There's no weights over your head, and these moves don't even include momentum or anything. Just what should be normal, everyday strength. So be careful with this. A simple progression is just gonna be straight arm back lever curls. Then skin the cats and all sorts of other cool stuff. But again, be careful. Seventh move, take your handstand, suspend it laterally, pushing your obliques, core, lats, and shoulders to their limit. The human flag is an interesting one. There's a bunch of progressions we can use to build a human flag. Funny thing is, I didn't know about a human flag until I saw a circus show. And I'd already been doing hand balancing, breakdancing, and martial arts. Not even pull-ups or anything like I said. And I could do it first try. Even weirder is that when I showed my breakdancer friends, they could do it too. And their health choices were, let me say, questionable. But sometimes it's about just training, taking it seriously, and being in a good community that helps keep you going. Eighth move is the meat hook, which is going to build your core to an insane degree. Ninth move, the reverse flag, is very dangerous, but really fun and actually pretty easy once you go through the progressions. And 10th move is going above the rings or the bar, and you'll need the basic muscle up in order to do so, but then you can start doing all sorts of pushing positions and even aerial moves. And the bonus move is the swipe. This takes all the strength from the previous moves and puts it into circular orientation, and it looks pretty cool. These 10 strength moves actually come from one of the elements of Powerbatics. Do you know what it is yet? And we put all these moves together into katas, level by level. And the bonus move comes from the power moves element of Powerbatics. And there are 3 other elements, and they go all the way up to level 10 in each. So there's something for everyone.
Everyone, and I mean everyone.
At any age from 3 to 83 in our adult online training, overcoming every roadblock you can imagine. But these are my favorite 10, and they really are valuable in a lot of ways. And if you want to start training, click any of the links to chat with me and my team in the next day or two. And if not, there's more videos coming up on the screen right now that you can dive into. See you in the next video, or hopefully in training soon.